Hey everyone, it's Teniecia. I wanted to just share with you guys today something that has been working very well for me, and it's been helping me to understand the charts better. And for a lot of you all that are interested in trying to see the charts more clearly, I am hoping that it can be an asset to you, as well as anybody who's interested in making the room a more fun and effortless place where we can all profit and not have to stress so much as far as direction and entries and everything in that nature. So I'm hoping again that it can be a benefit to you all as much as it's been a benefit to me for the past few days. So I am going to go over the chart first, and it is called Tenecia's Golden Trading Flowchart. I put a lot of work into this, you guys, and I'm hoping that it can be of some type of benefit again to you guys, because this keeps me in place so very well. I've included golden tips and certain instructions to take when using the chart based on what's happening on your actual trading charts. So it's a chart for chart. This to me is like having training wheels, and I like that because now I am more calm when taking my entries. And what I like about the flow chart is the fact that everything that I've learned that actually works for me and that I utilize on a day-to-day basis now is in PDF form. So it's easier to take things out of my mind and put them on paper, and then to try to keep them up there and go by memory, if that makes sense. I'm a tech person, so our thoughts are usually all over the place, and then there's so many different perspectives. And although this chart is very helpful for me, the only way that you guys are going to benefit from this chart, which is amazing, is if you make my perspective a part of your experience. Words do not teach, you guys, and I know that. So this chart is based on my personal experiences with the market and what works for me based on not only certain things that I've picked up on and noticed while taking my trades, but also what I've learned from other MTs and experienced as well, and made their perspectives my experiences. So I want you all to use the chart on demo, or take your trades, and after you've taken your 1 to 2 trades or however many trades you use, take out your chart and then see if you can see what you're seeing. Or I'm sorry, what you're seeing. See if you can see what I'm seeing so that it makes the best sense for you. That is the key to all of this. I had to make what Jazz was teaching me make sense for me. I had to experience what Jazz, BR, Anissa, PP, all of the MTs in the room were saying or doing for myself. I had to experience it in order to finally get it. And I'm just so grateful that I got it enough to be able to create this, because I feel like it can be so helpful. So I don't want to make a super long video, but I just wanted to say that. Now I'm going to go over the chart first, and then we're going to go over how to use it when actually trading. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in so we can really dig in. Okay, so at every HA 5-minute or 1 hour plus, meaning 1 hour or higher time frame wall, which is either an orange line or a BB band, I want you all to ask yourself this: is this entry / bounce, however you like to call it, is this entry or bounce trending? If it's trending, you're simply going to go here to the yes column. Okay? Now, the next question is it with the current flow? Now, for those of you who have their own ideas and basis on the trend versus the flow. In order for you to get this flow chart, I need you all to take a look here at the lingo key. The flow for me, through my personal experience with the chart, is what's happening on the 15 and 30 minute. And I'm sure that's the same thing for other people as well. I'm not claiming this as something as my own. I'm just saying what I use in terms of the word flow and the word trend. So for me, flow is what's happening on the 15 and the 30 minute. Trend for me, in my opinion, and so many others I'm sure, is what's happening on the overall higher time frame, or the higher time frame and the lower time frame combined. Like everything is going down, because if you notice, sometimes the lower time frames can be pointing up while the higher time frames are overall on a downtrend. You understand? So what I really like about this chart is the fact that it helps me keep a differential between both the term flow and the term trend, so that I can stay on track and that I'm not confused as far as direction is concerned. Because there is a difference between a temporary flow, such as a pullback or something like that, versus a trending move where it can fall for minutes at a time. That was one of my major downfalls. It was keeping me in bunghole trades. This chart is the cure of bungholes, reverse, what is it called? Reverse-itis that you guys say all the time. And it is the cure to overtrading. For overtraders like myself, I was also overtrading. But if you follow the chart, I'm not saying that you guys should overtrade. Don't overtrade. But if you're following the chart and you get it, you've gotten the chart and it works well for you, even if you overtrade following it with the chart, I don't know if I'm going to claim it as foolproof. That's just how I feel about it. But again, you have to make it your experience so that you can see it the way that I see it. It's the only way. I can talk to you until I'm blue in the face, but if you don't make it your own experience and actually use it and see it for yourself, tweak it, add notes, cross things out. No, I think that this works best. Whatever you have to do, this is the basis, the foundation of making it happen. I'm claiming it for myself, so I'm definitely going to claim it for y'all as well. So anyway, back into it. So again, following the chart and, keeping that differential again between flow and trend is what really helps me to stay focused on what I'm doing as far as trading is concerned, which allows me to breathe better, guys. I'm not panicky or all over the place. I know that I'm right here. As far as I know that it's trending, because I'm let's say we're at a HABB band. It's trending and it's with the flow. Great. So yes, it's with the flow as well. Take entry from 5 minute or HABB with momentum, as long as no other stronger signals come against you. You know what it's like when we come in the room and a pair is clearly pointing down. It has nothing going against you. Those are the best. Golden tip. Any supporting signals, HA plus, meaning HA time frame, or higher. So any signals on those time frames are higher, or correlations that appear with your entry at this point is a bonus. If you see that all the charts are pointing down and you are on, let's go back to the top, you are on an HABB and you've asked, is this entry bounce trending? You've said yes. It's also with the current flow, everything's pointing down. That means the lower time frame, higher time frame, all the charts are pointing down. And you said yes to that. All you need is momentum at this point, not even take the trade. It's trending. You have nothing going against you, and it's up against a BB flip down on the HA. And then on top of that, look at the golden tip. On top of that, how many times have you gotten a HA down signal? Nothing against you. Those are sweet. Those are the best ones. Then after every question that you ask, you're still going to go here and ask, are you going against a higher time frame flow or trend? No, we've established we're not going against any flow or trend. Or are you going against any active higher time frame signals? This is where you want to pay attention to. Although the trend is down, you may have a daily red or a 4-hour red. This is where your experience comes in hand, because you're going to have to learn that when I get to this point and my answer is yes, let's say it is yes, be sure to use as many of the following. You need to get in on a second move. But for this case, because everything is pointing down, you want to make sure that price goes below the HABB band and enter on a retrace, because the signal is so strong down, it's already probably beneath the 5-minute orange line. So you see, I know that, and I can explain it to you in that way because I've seen it for experience. So some of this stuff, you're going to have to add it with your experience as a bonus. It's the key to making the chart work for you. Okay. But in our case, we're going to say no, we're not going against any active signals either. So now we're here. Continue to take with momentum as long as no blues or active signals come against you. Okay, cool. So I'm at the HABB band. I get a, let's say, a HA yellow to go down because the trend is just that strong. Then I got momentum with me. Those are what I call correlations. You got so many different confluences, different indications that's letting you know that this is okay for you to take right here if you want to take it. I set my stop loss, I enter my trade. Well, enter my trade, set my stop loss, set my TP. For me, I go from band to band. And then again, once I get to the next band, I go back to the top and I ask myself again, because we're back at a band, re-ask, is this entry or bounce trending? Are you getting what I'm saying? Every time I'm at a band, even after I've entered a trade, once it comes back down, I need to know that because I'm at this band, it's not going to go against me, or I need to know that it's going to continue. It helps to ask this same question at every HA 5-minute or 1 hour plus wall, meaning the orange line or the BBs. And I'm going to tell you right now, I highly suggest the BB bands. As we all know, we've been told that for years. BB bands, BB bands, BB bands, BB bands. When I am at a HA BB band, I look at my chart and ask the question. When I am on a 5-minute BB band, I look at my chart and ask the question. When I am on a 1 hour BB band, I look at my chart and I ask myself the question. When I am on a 4-hour BB band, I look at the chart. It doesn't end. That's another thing. This chart is beautiful on higher time frame BB bands. The higher the better. If you're on a daily flip down, ask yourself, is this trending? Is this entry or bounce trending? And go with the flow of the chart. Let the chart lead you to the instructions that you need in order to take the appropriate action to your trading and what you're seeing, your signals. You know, these are your signs. These are your clues. Okay? I even put a key here. Every answer that's in the gold diamond is your safest path. That means nothing's against you. Anything other than the golden diamond would be the blue one, and that just simply means that it requires, let me see if I can move this out the way, that it requires more rules and patience. That's it. Okay, I've also put at the very bottom, this chart is best used with non-ranging pairs. I don't know about you guys, but I'm best used when, you know, it's a non-ranging pair. I don't trade ranging markets. I just don't. So, yeah. Trade change tongue twister there, but y'all get what I'm saying. So back to the top. That was just an idea. I'm going to go over every bubble. I know y'all like this is going to be a video, right? Yeah, it's going to be one of those. Because I feel like this is so important. And this is my baby, guys. I've been really working on this. I've edited. I've taken stuff out. I've put this in. I said, no, this makes more sense. I don't want it to be too complicated. I want them to understand it. I want them to get it like I do. And then it's hard to kind of explain certain things in your own language because people don't talk the same way that you talk. So I'm trying to make it as ABC 1, 2, 3 as possible without making it look too cluttered. I, for one, think that is really clean compared to how it was in my notebook. This is strictly out of my brain onto some paper. with the idea to put it on an actual flow chart and out of my printer and onto a PDF, all that good stuff. So yeah, but it's pretty good. So again, always when you're at the bench, you ask yourself this question: is it, is it a trending entry or a trending bounce? Is it going to go in your favor as far as the trend is concerned? If your question, we went over the yeses. If your question is, if your answer is no, you're going to go ahead and follow the path which takes you here. Take with higher time frame blues and as many of the following supporting signals: HA 5 minute, 15, 30 plus. Okay, so if you get some supporting signals on any of those time frames, take that into consideration. You have to take it with blues. Because why? You said no when you asked the question, is this entry bounce trending? Your answer was no. That means we're going against the trend. And if we're going against the trend, Jazz has told us several times, we need higher time frame blues. So that's why it says take with higher time frame blues. And in addition to that, as many of the following: supporting signals, flips, second moves, and momentum. And just above this, we have a golden tip. If these never show up, because you're against the trend, if none of these ever show up, wait to go back with the flow from an appropriate BB band and start again. So if you're waiting, and none of these goal signs for you to enter against this trend shows up, and price has went to the opposite end of the BB band, most likely now, because you can choose to start again, you go back and ask yourself the same thing, because now you're on the other end of the BB band. Now ask yourself, is this entry / bounce trending? Now the answer should be yes, because we've went on the opposite end of the BB band. Now you're going to ask yourself, is it with the current flow? And again, we went with that and it's yes. Okay, does that make sense? We said no before because we were against the trend. This stuff never showed up. So our golden tip says to start again if we can, by being on the appropriate side of the BB band. I'm going to break it down just a little bit more. This was down and we're trying to take it up because we were at the bottom of the BB band. Did we ever get any of this stuff? Golden tip says no. Start again from an appropriate BB band. Waiting for all of this stuff, but we get a little pullback retracement to the BB band on the HA now. It went up against this strong downtrend that we couldn't take up because we didn't have higher time frame blues or any of the supporting signal flips, second moves, and momentum. We never got that, right? So now it's at the appropriate BB band. We start over and now it's trending. Now it's with the current flow. Now, because we answer yes for those two, all we need to do is take the entry from a 5 minute or HABB with momentum, as long as no stronger signals come against you. Stronger meaning anything on the higher time frame, any 15, 30, 1 hour combos, anything like that. Now, we got our decision. It also is going to ask you, are you going against higher time frame flow or trend or any active higher time frame signals? This is like an additional check before you enter step. Like, slow your roll. Even though you've gotten your decision thus far, I still need to make sure that I'm not going against in higher time frame flow or trend or any active higher time frame signals. Okay, higher time frame flow for me is when price is underneath the 1 hour, but the 4, 8, and daily is pointing up. I hope that makes sense as well. If not, go back, make a note of it, whatever you have to do. So you ask yourself, let's say, no, we don't have any signals. Good, continue to take with momentum as long as no blues and our active signals come against you. But let's say, you know what? It's trending down, but I got a 1 hour up now. So now you have to answer yes. And because you're trying to go back down, you need to be sure to use as many of the following now. The second move to let you know that price is actually going to continue with the trend and not reverse on you. You need to make sure that there are no HABB flips or momentum or supporting signals going against you. And the stronger, the better indication that this could reverse on you because you're going against an active signal. Golden tip. As a bonus, always check to see if anything correlates with your trade decision for added confirmation and confidence. Okay? So the next golden tip is entries against the higher time frame trend, which we were trying to do before. But it looks like now, although we were on the HABB band and we're going against a higher time frame signal, it looks like it may be trying to reverse because, again, my scenario was, you know what, we are going against a 1 hour red now or a 1 hour pink. I hope you follow me. But yeah, so when price has busted outside of all higher time frame bands with supporting higher time frame blues and signals, this is when this scenario works best. Okay? And you notice, you know what? That downtrend that we were trying to get in on, it did bust outside of all of those BB bands on the higher time frame. And now I am getting a 4 hour blue to back up this 1 hour red. So yeah. Now I'm going to follow what this said because it could possibly reverse on me when I'm trying to get in the end of the trend. This move up on this HABB band is possibly the beginning of a second move for a reversal because I'm getting, go back up, to these signs to take with higher time frame blues as many of the following supporting signals flip second moves in momentum, because that's what you have to do when what looks like a downtrend is turning into an up entry. You're going against trend. What you see right now, you're going against it. So you're going to need those signals. And this chart keeps you on track with that. It lets you know that if you're going to do that, it's best to do it with this. It lets you know that if you're going to try to reverse a pair, you're going to need this. Okay? At the end of it all, in this red bubble, I put to remember, when you're unsure, to stick with trending signs or simply choose a pair that you can clearly read. Always enter with as many correlations as possible. To reverse a pair, higher time frame blues with supporting signals, for example, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour combo is my favorite, are a must. If still unsure, let price move enough until it makes sense and start again. You do not have to force a trade. If it doesn't make sense with you or somehow you get lost into the warp of this flow chart, which if you follow it and practice with it, you shouldn't. But if for some reason you do, it's okay. Start again. Pick another pair. Pick one that makes more sense. Pick one that has less signals. Pick one that goes with all of the gold yeses instead. You get what I'm saying? Or pick one that has at least 2 gold yeses. You have to go with what works best for you. That's why I put, again, the indication here that the golden path, the golden diamonds, those are the safest. The ones in the blue, they work, but you're going to have patience. And you're going to have to be willing to follow the rules and what you're looking for. We do not reverse anything without higher time frame blues at all. You continue with the flow or whatever is happening until you get that. That's a major key for me. That has helped me a lot, and it put so much of what I was already seeing into perspective. Jazz and BR's latest video helped me with that because this is where this chart was born. From that, from grasping just what they were saying, it's like making a final click for me, and this genuinely helps me out a lot. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to one of the videos, and I just really want to show you how I use the chart based on what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to start with the very first pair that's on here, which of course we know is GU. Now, currently looking at it, I am on a HA BB band. I am also on a 1 hour BB band. I am on a 4 hour BB flip and an 8 hour orange line. This is great. Now, you don't have to be on all BB bands to take a trade, but the more BB bands that you're on can be the better for you as well. And I'm going to show you why. All right. So I'm going to pause that. I'm going to go to my chart. And I have it here. It says for every HA 5 minute or 1 hour plus, meaning 1 hour time frame or higher, wall that you're on, meaning an orange line or BB, ask yourself, is this entry bounce trending? Let's go back. If I take this down right now, it is trending. If you look at, and I'm going to make this big. If you look at the 4 hour, the 8 hour, and the daily, it is indeed trending. Overall, it's down. But this is what I meant about the flow. Look at the 1 hour. It's above the orange rolls. Look at the 30. It's above the orange rolls. Look at the 15. It's above the orange rolls. Okay, this one, it just made a move, but still it's above the orange rolls. So for me, the trend overall is down, but the flow is up. And this is why I love the key as far as the trading flow chart is concerned, because it helps me not scramble this up in my brain. Like, it helps me stay on track. All right. And not get too analytical or anything. And we're going to go back to see why. So yeah, it is trending. Is it with the current flow? No. So although it's trending, it doesn't go with the current flow. So this is where we are. The only way we can take this is with higher time frame blues and as many of the following supporting signals: HA, 5 minute, 15, 30 plus, flips, second moves, and momentum. So based on the BB band that I'm on, the only way that I'm going to be able to take this is with the following. There's a golden tip here. If these never show up, wait to go back with the flow from an appropriate BB band and start again. All right. So we're going back. It says that I needed higher time frame blues. We've got that. It says that I needed as many of the following supporting signals. We need something that supports this on the lower time frame. I have previous green and white. I have a HA previous sign. I have a 15 minute and a 30 minute down signal as well as a blue, right? And it says to look for flips, second moves, and momentum. Taking this down, I don't have any flip downs, but what I do like is that the 5 minute, the 15, and the 30 both share a high. See, this is stuff, again, based on experience and what you think or what you receive as an actual correlation or confluence, same difference, that you're going to need in order to make this chart so useful. Okay, so now I can focus, because I have my chart, I can focus on the things such as the fact that the 5, the 15, and the 30 minute BB band matches. That means that they're sharing a high. And if you've watched BR's latest video, then you'll know that that is an indication of correlation. And the HA is flipped down to 36. All of that is confirmation or backing you up for your decision. However, we're not done yet. So now that we got those rules to follow, we're waiting on that. We have most of them. But if you're really going to go against it, you would need Flip, signal, second moves, and momentum. As much as you can find to go with you, that's the only way you can take this. Because if not, the trend can kick in or the signals can kick in. Again, you never know. It all depends. The flow can kick in, the trend can kick in, or the signals can kick in. So the chart keeps you safe. It keeps you careful. All right. So once you figure that out, no matter what this tells you at the end, you still come here. Going against a higher time frame flow or trend or any active higher time frame signals, let's look. We want to take it down because we're at the HABB. We're also at the 5-minute BB, and I'm going to go over that as well. So we're here. Are we going against the flow or the trend of the active higher time frame? If we go down, we'll go with the trend, and we're at walls, and that's a good thing. But we're going against the flow of the 1 hour. Are we going against any active signals? I have an active 4 hour and an active 8 hour pointing up. So yes, we are going against some active things, and it's kind of a mixed bag. And in all honesty, if you're not comfortable with taking this, see, I've used the chart so much that it's comfortable for me, but if you're not comfortable with taking this type of trade, you simply start again, find another pair and start again. This makes sense to me, so I don't have to start again, so I'm just going with what the flow chart is telling me. Okay, so yes, we are going against some things. Okay, be sure to use as many of the following. Second moves. Let price go above or below the 5-minute orange line and enter on a retrace and correlating HABB flip. Momentum and supporting signals. The stronger, the better. Golden tip. As a bonus, always check to see if anything correlates with your trade decision for added confirmation and confidence. Again, it's just reiterating the fact that if you're going to do this, you're going to need some additional things. Golden tip. Entries against the higher time frame trend work best when price has busted outside of all higher time frame bands with supporting higher time frame blues and signals. Let's look at that. Did it bust out of all the higher time frame bands? No. No. But it is touching a wall on all higher time frame bands and busted out on a 1 hour. So again, we'll see what we can get. Based on this still, we're waiting for supporting signals. We got our higher time frame moves and supporting signals. The only thing that I would be waiting for that's left would be momentum, a second move, or BB flip. I got a BB flip right now on the the 5-minute. And we're waiting, but we can fast forward. Now, I'm going to pause this because really quickly, I want to go over the fact that we're on a 5-minute BB band. You can compare the two and see which entry you think is most comfortable for you. So we are on a 5-minute BB band. Is this entry trending? No, but it goes with the current flow that's on the 15 and the 30. And that's where this comes in. It says it right here. No. If I take it from the 5-minute up, it's not trending, meaning it doesn't go with the overall BB band, because that's what trending means for me, the overall higher time frame BB bands. However, it does go with the current 15 and 30 minute, because the 15 and 30, as you can see, has been above the orange lines. So it goes with that. Is it with the current flow? Yes. Since it's with the current flow, take entry from 5-minute or HABB with momentum as long as no stronger signals come against you. Now, that's if we wanted to take it up. What stronger signals are against us? An active 30-minute versus an active 4-hour, 8-hour, a blue with no signal. See, these are the things that you're going to have to realize and make it go with the flow chart. They go hand in hand. Your experience and this flow chart go hand in hand. This is the training wheels to it all. Okay? So because we're on that BB band, I'm banking on what's the strongest, the 4-hour and the 8-hour. Stronger than the fact that we have this. So let's see. Look at that. It's going up. Why is that? It's not ready. So now I'm close to a BB flip down, a BB flip on here, an orange line here, a BB flip here. Like now things are a little different, but let's see. It eventually comes down. See, now I want that to be something that you pay attention to, because that 5-minute flip down to meet the price. So we go back to our chart because price is on the BB band. I'm trying to get it in a good spot. Wait a minute. Here we go. So price is pretty much on that BB band, and we're back here at the HA. So it came up against you, but you're at a BB band. Why did we know that it wasn't ready to go down though? Because those signals were still active. Now look, it's 9:02. We have a new candle, so we no longer have an active 4-hour against us. Now we don't have an active 8-hour against us. So the rules have changed. Let's go back to our golden trading flow chart. I am at the HABBs again, along with some higher time frame BBs as well. Is this entry bounce trending? We know that it's trending. It goes with the overall majority of the higher time frame. Yes. Is it with the current flow? No, it's not with the current flow. Once again, take entry with higher time frame blues. We have that 1-hour blue and as many of the following supporting signals on the lower time frame and higher time frames combined. Make sure you look for flips. We got the 5-minute to flip with us, and if you want to be extra careful, take the second moves with momentum. Getting tongue tied, but I want you guys to get this. Alright, so I'm just going to press play, and again we have our blue here that showed up after a signal. We have supporting signals on the 15. We have supporting signals on the 15 and the 30 rather. We have supporting signals on the HA also, and previous supporting signals on the 5-minute. We are on a wall here, on a BB flip here. So let's see what we get. I would still need momentum. So yeah, I would only be looking for momentum, which we just got at 14. So my entry is at 14, and I set a 10 to 20 pip stop loss. Okay, so 14 at a 10 pip stop loss going up will be 24, if not 34 at the most. Okay, so we're going but we're going from 14. We're at 9 now. We're at 8. We're at a BB band also. We have a supporting 1-hour that showed up with us, a supporting 4-hour. We have a supporting 30-minute now with us. We have supporting signals with us. Nothing going against us this time. So I want you to realize, and I just hope that you are able to realize, that before these new candles came out, we had this stuff against us, and the chart told us that we would have to wait for this stuff to not be against us and to wait for more supporting signals. We had these previous signals supporting the fact that we wanted to go down with this overall higher time frame trend. And the chart helped you flow with the path of least resistance. Down was the least resistance after getting a new candle. Up, although it went up shortly, however, it went up until we got back to an additional BB band. And again, the chart says that at every BB band, every HA 5 minute, 1 hour, plus whichever BB band you like to trade from during the session, at every one, you're going to ask yourself this question. We're at a BB again. So you would ask the question again. Approaching a wall, ask the question again. But we had so much correlation as well with us for the down. I just knew that we couldn't take it yet without a new candle. And I didn't want to say anything about the new candle. I wanted the charts to show you, the trading flow chart to show you exactly. The flowchart had no idea about the timing of when the candle was going to close. None of that. This is what I mean when I say your experience with this trading flowchart should work wonders for you if you take the time to practice, utilize it, and actually make it work for you. It is my baby. Like, the best thing I can have with this room. The room is already an advantage. The flow chart for me is a training wheel to that advantage. And I know y'all going to say, I'm tired of hearing y'all say, I'm tired of hearing you say trading wheel, you know. But yeah. And guys, excuse me, I'm like really tired, but I had to get this out because I tweaked it. I came home from work and I was sitting and just going over demos back to back. I printed out a lot of them. And I'm writing my entries and I'm writing my notes and I'm going over everything. I'm a little tired, but I was like going through these demos and I'm looking at the result of it and I'm writing down my paper trading on the back of each chart. I like to do that. So as I'm flowing through the chart, I'll write little notes on it and I'll flip on the back to write my entry and then write where I would have put my stop loss, where I would have put my TP, all of that good stuff. And this chart is like nailing these every time I'm at a BB band. And I'm pausing and I'm reflecting and I'm seeing why I won and I'm also seeing why I lose. For instance, if I lose a paper trade, I go back to the chart and sure enough, I've done something that the chart told me not to do. Like I tried to go against a trade when it should have had a higher time frame blue. That happened to me demoing, just being fast and not paying attention. But had I paid attention to my flow chart, it would have kept me out of that situation. That's why I like it. I love it. And I'm hoping that you all can love it too. I'm just going to fast forward this to see what happens. We were at a BB band and it went up. The flow chart, I'm sure, would have caught this too. But you are back at a BB band here on the HA. And look at this, guys. We're back at the HABB, right? What did I say about... This is so crazy. Because we're going with the flow chart. I'm just going to do this last one, what I see. Shoot, I'm trying to get it before. Okay, so here we are. We're at a BB band again. See if I can do this really quick and I'm going to end this. At a BB band, you're going to ask, is it trending? Yes, it's trending. We know that it's trending. Okay? Because of the overall higher time frame. So it is trending. Is it with the current flow? Let's go back. Did the flow change now on the 15 and the 30? Kinda. So you see, you're still going to have to use your common sense. I would say yes, because trend is king. Regardless. So this is where if you have everything with you still from over here, then you don't need to go here. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it may not be going with the current flow because it's not the 15 and the 30 haven't completely turned around on the downside. But if you still have your higher time frame blues and your supporting signals with you, there's no need to say no to that question. We still have a 4-hour. We still have a previous bloody yellow here. We still have the fact that we got red momentum. We're still here. You get it? You still have that higher time frame blue with a red after it supporting you, backing you up. There's no need to say no. So you would go to yes. And what yes tells you is to take the entry from a 5-minute or HABB with momentum as long as no stronger signals come against you at this point. And then on top of that, it gives you a golden tip that says any supporting signals, HA plus or correlations that appear with your entry at this point is a bonus because you're going with the trend and the new flow, which is evident because once again, nothing that was supporting you went away. All right. So look at what we get. You remember the bonus. It said any supporting signals. Let me point up here. Any supporting signals, HA plus or correlations with your entry at this point is a bonus. And look at that. You would have entered because you got this with you now. And the flow chart tells you that. The golden trading flow chart, it tells you that. And look at this entry. Look what's showing up with you now. Look at the 1 hour kicking back in. Look at all this stuff that's showing up with you now. You understand? Look at this. It's perfect. Do you understand what I mean? It's beautiful. And you could have done what I just did using this flowchart on any of these pairs. So I hope that made sense. I'm going to end this right here. This has dropped crazy. And by the way, I got in on some of this now that it's coming to me. I remember this day. And I didn't even have the chart then. This was so much easier to recognize. Clearly because we were on the 4-hour BB band. So, yeah, I remember this. Sorry, guys, just reminiscing. But yeah, that was perfect. Perfect scenario. Perfect use of the chart. Again, I hope that this helps you as much as it helps me. I absolutely love it. I adore it. It's just been foolproof for me. If you don't want to take any other type of trades, again, follow that golden path. That's the safest path on here. And just read your tips and everything that you see on your page. And go for it. No more fear. No more shaking behind, the laptop or the cell phone. Enter your trades and just make sure that you're on your game when it comes to your rules and regulations, like BR said. That's the game changer. Set your stop loss. Be disciplined with this, and it will turn in your favor. I promise. Anyway, hopefully this wasn't too long. I want to thank everybody in the room, all the MTs. MT Franco, shout out to you. Seriously, this is life-changing stuff that we're dealing with each and every day, and I'm so appreciative of it. I really, really am. And in my desire to want to help myself, I now feel comfortable enough to help others. And that's what all of this is truly about. So if I can't do anything but help one person in the room, I'm good with that, because the room has helped me so much. I want to give that love back. And that's what all of this is about. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. The smiles, the laughters, the good bonding, the trades. Everything is perfect. Life is perfect. Everything is everything. Stay positive. Choose to be happy no matter what. You got this. Stay with your chart if you choose to use it. And I promise you, you should see a better trader in yourself. You got this. I'll see you guys in the room.